Good morning everyone. Now the next part of the lesson, P block element, is the physical properties of carbon dioxide. So we have already studied the preparation, that is the method of preparation for the carbon dioxide in our previous lecture. So now today we will discuss the physical property of carbon dioxide. So the first physical property of carbon dioxide is it is a colorless and odorless. It is a colorless and odorless gas which is heavier than air. It is carbon dioxide is heavier than air, and its density is about 1.977 gram per liter. This is the density of the carbon dioxide, means it is heavier or more denser than air. Now the second physical property of carbon dioxide is it is less soluble in water. The carbon dioxide is less soluble in water, and because of this property, it is a biochemically and geochemically important molecule. It is less soluble in water. Now, the third property is it is an acidic gas. Carbon dioxide is an acidic gas, so it forms metal carbonate. It forms metal carbonate when treated with alkalis. So look at the reaction, that is NaOH. NaOH is the alkali. When NaOH is treated with carbon dioxide, so it form a metal salt. So with the help of this we form a that is sodium carbonate, and the formula for the sodium carbonate is Na2CO3 with water. Na2CO3 with water. This one is the sodium carbonate. Now the fourth physical property is when dissolved in water. When dissolved in water means when the carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, it form carbonic acid. It form carbonic acid, and the formula for the carbonic acid is HCO3. HCO3 is the formula for the carbonic acid. So carbonic acid, which is being weak diabasic mineral acid, undergoes dissociation. It undergoes dissociation and it forms the hydronium ion. It forms the hydronium ion. So these are the important physical property of the carbon dioxide. So now come to the next topic, that is the chemical properties of carbon dioxide. This is the next topic, chemical properties of carbon dioxide. So the first chemical property of carbon dioxide is it turns lime water milky. It turns lime water milky, which disappear, means the milky color disappear if carbon dioxide is passed for a long time due to the formation of soluble calcium bicarbonate. Due to the formation of soluble calcium bicarbonate, or the calcium bicarbonate is also known as the calcium hydrogen carbonate. Now the next chemical property is it react with liquid ammonia. The formula for the ammonia is NH3. So it react, means the carbon dioxide react with liquid ammonia at the temperature of 473 Kelvin and at the atmospheric pressure of 2 to 220 atm. Now the atm, this atm is the unit for the pressure and gives the ammonium carbonate, and the formula for the ammonium carbonate is NH4CO3. NH4CO3, which subsequently decomposes to give the urea. It decomposes and it produces the urea. Now the next chemical property is when liquefied carbon dioxide is allowed to expand rapidly, it gets converted in the form of solid carbon dioxide, and the solid carbon dioxide is also known as, it is also called dry ice. Solid carbon dioxide is also known as the dry ice, which is also, it is a dry ice, and it is a soft white snow like compound. The dry ice is a soft white, it is white in color, soft white snow like compound, and its melting point is minus 56.6 degree Celsius at the pressure of 5.2 atmosphere, and this is the melting point for the dry ice. Now these are the important chemical property for the carbon dioxide. Now here the next topic is silicon. Silicon is the silicon is the, this one is the next topic. Most of the topics are deleted from this chapter. Most of the topics are deleted from this one, but I think only two topics are there, that is the carbon monoxide and the carbon dioxide. Now let us discuss about the silicon. It is one of the important member of the carbon family, and if we are talking about the compound of the silicon, the first compound of the silicon is SiO2. It is also known as the silicon dioxide. The molecular formula for the silicon is, that is Si, that is this is the silicon dioxide. Silicon, this is silicon dioxide. The molecular formula for the silicon dioxide is SiO2. SiO2, and it is also known as silica. Silicon dioxide is also known as silica, and it exists in the form of quartz, which is used in the irons. And now let us discuss the structure of silicon dioxide. So silicon dioxide is a covalent. It is a covalent three-dimensional network. Silicon dioxide is a covalent three-dimensional network solid, and in it, each silicon atom, in the structure of the silicon dioxide, each silicon atom is surrounded tetrahedrally by 4 oxygen atom of each, and oxygen atom is bonded covalently with 2 silicon atom. Now I'll show you the structure. So silicon, now oxygen, silicon, oxygen, silicon. Now this silicon is this one here, then oxygen, then silicon, again here oxygen, silicon, and this one also, that is oxygen, and again it is silicon. So again here the bonding is oxygen. Now this one is the structure. This one is the structure of the silicon dioxide. Now in this figure, each corner atom is shared between 2 tetrahedrons. Each corner atom is shared between 2 tetrahedron, and the entire crystal, in the entire crystal, there are 8-membered ring with alternate silicon and oxygen atom. So this is the structure. This is a covalent three-dimensional network solid. Covalent three-dimensional network solid. Now let us discuss the preparation or method of preparation for the silicon dioxide. So the methods, that is the next is the method of preparation. Method of preparation for the silicon dioxide. So the first method is, it is obtained by heating silicon in oxygen. It is obtained by heating silicon plus oxygen. We get SiO2. So this is the simplest method to prepare the silicon dioxide. Now there will be another method. So the pure silicon dioxide is prepared in its amorphous form as a white powder by reacting silicon tetrachloride. The formula for the silicon tetrachloride is SiCl4 with water. So silicon tetrachloride, when it is treated with water, we get SiO2. And what is left? H and Cl. How much H? 4H as well as 4Cl. So 4HCl. So this is the another method to prepare the silicon dioxide. This method is normally less in use. This method, the preparation from the silicon tetrachloride, this method is normally less in use, as silicon dioxide further react with the hydrogen fluoride or to form the another complex, and that complex is hexafluorosalicylic acid. Because there is another method, either we choose the silicon tetrachloride or silicon tetrafluoride plus 2H2O. So that is SiO2 plus 4HF. Now this method is less in use, because what happened in this method, the silicon dioxide react with this one, that is the hydrogen fluoride, and it produces H2, that is it produces H2SiF6, H2SiF6, and that is the hexafluorosalicylic acid. That's why this method is not preferred, because when we get the silicon dioxide, automatically it combined with this one, that is the hydrogen fluoride, and it is converted into hexafluorosalicylic acid. So this method is less in use. Now let us come to the another topic, and this is called the properties of silicon dioxide. Now, because of the presence of the strong SiO bond, silica in its normal form is almost inert. And it resists the attack of the halogen, the attack of the hydrogen gas, and more of the acid and the metal, even at the elevated temperature. So let us discuss the property. The first is the reaction with hydrogen fluoride. So silicon dioxide is insoluble in water and in all the acid except hydrogen fluoride. So when it combined with hydrogen fluoride, it form SiF, that is tetrafluorosilicate. This one is the tetrafluorosilicate with the formation of water. So this is the reaction. This is the way how the silicon dioxide react with the hydrogen fluoride to get the tetrafluorosilicate. Now Next is the reaction with alkali. Reaction with alkali. We all know very well alkali are the water soluble bases. So the silicon dioxide is acidic and dissolved in hot concentrated alkalis to form the sodium silicate. So the silicon dioxide when react with NaOH, this one is the alkali, so we get Na2SiO3 plus H2. Na2SiO3 plus H2, that is the sodium silicate. When it is dissolved in the silicon dioxide is dissolved in the sodium hydroxide or the hot alkalis, we get sodium silicate. Now reactions, third one is the reaction with metal carbonate. Reaction with metal carbonate. So it also, silicon dioxide also react with the carbonate of the many metals at the high temperature and forming the silicate. They form the silicate with the liberation of the carbon dioxide gas. How? Look at here. This is the silicon dioxide. When it combined with the metal carbonate, for example, it combined with the metal carbonate of the sodium, that is Na2CO3. Na2CO3 is called the sodium carbonate. So when it react with the sodium carbonate, it form Na2SiO3. Na2SiO3. This is the silicate. This is the formula for the silicate, and that is sodium silicate. This is one is the sodium silicate, and what is left, that is CO plus 1, that is CO2, two oxygen atom. So with the liberation of the carbon dioxide gas. So this is the way how the that is the silica or the silicon dioxide react with the metal carbonate. Now the fourth one is the reaction with carbon. Reaction with carbon. So when heated with carbon, when the silicon dioxide is heated with carbon in an electric furnace, so it is reduced to silicon carbide. It is reduced to silicon carbide. So when silicon dioxide, it is heated with the carbon, that is heated with the carbon, it reduces to silicon carbide, and the formula for the silicon carbide is Si and capital C. This one is the silicon. This is the formula for the silicon carbide, and what is left, that is carbon, and this one is the oxygen. So 2CO, that is the carbon monoxide. So these are the physical and the chemical property of the silicon dioxide. Now come to the uses of SiO2, that is the silicon dioxide. So it is used as a quartz. It is used as a quartz, which is used in the piezoelectric material because of the manufacture of the extremely accurate clock. It is used in the clocks, modern radios, televisions, and the mobile radio communication. And the silicon dioxide is also used in the form of a silica gel. It is used in the form of a silica gel, and silica gel act as a drying agent. The function of the silica gel, it act as a drying agent, and it also support the chromatographic material. Chromatography is the technique to separate the color. To separate the color, we have used a technique, and that technique is known as the chromatography. That technique is called chromatography. So it is also support the chromatographic material and act as a catalyst. Now the last use of the silicon dioxide is it is amorphous. In its amorphous form, when the silicon dioxide is present as the amorphous form, when it is in the amorphous form, in the non-crystalline form. Amorphous form is also called the non-crystalline form, which is also known as the amorphous form of SiO2, that is the silicon dioxide, is also called Kieselguhr. It is also called Kieselguhr. It is the amorphous form of the silicon dioxide, and it is used in the filtration. It is used in the filtration plants. The amorphous form of the silicon dioxide is used in the filtration plant. So with this, we have completed the lesson P block elements.